Warning! The following video is based solely on my opinion. If you are easily offended, leave. But if not, stick around and enjoy. Thank you, and have a nice day. Hey there, people. It's Mark. It's been a while, and I'm back. Okay, now, there's a lot to talk about, but that's going to be for another time. So in today's video, we're going to be speaking about a little interesting topic I was thinking about for about like 3 days. Me and a friend of mine were playing some Overwatch, and you raised a pretty good question to me, one I've kind of been thinking myself ever since I've played the beta or even learned about the game. The specific friend I'm talking about, I'm just going to refer to him as Dark Crow. And, okay, so the question basically was like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the question that everyone asked in a way. It's, if Overwatch has this large, expansive, glorious story, then why don't they use it effectively? Because it kind of feels like it's just there. It creates the atmosphere for the game, but at the same time, it's like, why even have such a great story if, you know, having this amazing story, you're not even going to really care about it. No one's really going to care about it because the game is solely an online game. Even though I feel like it would have benefited from some other features, such as a campaign. Now, I know as for a lot of people, they say, Overwatch doesn't need a campaign. I mean, look at Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 is like one of the greatest first-person shooters on PC. And it doesn't have a campaign, but here's the thing about Team Fortress 2. I don't really feel like they really take their story as seriously. It's just like, okay, there's a bunch of dudes at war. It's about it. Simplistic, humorous, fun. Nothing really to be taken too seriously. But if you look at, like, the opening of Overwatch, and even if you go to, like, the official website, like, the lore of this game is so deep for, like, no reason. Like, why? Like, you have, like, all these fleshed out characters, except for Reaper. You have all these fleshed out characters in these like from thousands of different backgrounds, and you're just gonna tell me, yeah, we're just gonna take that, we're just gonna leave it. Now, don't get me wrong, Overwatch is a game that I've really enjoyed. I've played it since the beta, even bought it for like a discounted price on PS4. Could have gotten it on PC, but my PC's not very strong, so you know how that goes.
30 years ago, the Omnics declared war. The nations of the world had no answer until they called upon a small group of heroes. Overwatch was created to rescue humanity from the Omnic crisis. We became the greatest champions of peace and progress mankind has ever seen. You were chosen because you had powers and abilities that made you... You joined because you... already know this. Look, the people decided they were better off without us. They even called us criminals. They tore our family apart. But look around! Someone has to do something! We have to do something! We can make a difference again. The world needs us now, more than ever. Are you with me?
Another key thing about the story of Overwatch is that, yet again, kind of like Destiny, the game, you know, says that you have an important role to play. Now, I mean, well, in Destiny it was different because the game in itself was story-based, even though in some ways you had to learn about the lore outside of the game, which was kind of annoying, but Destiny was a story-based, a story-heavy game. I understand Overwatch doesn't have to be like that, but if you're just going to make a really fun team-based first-person shooter, then you kind of should have just done that. You kind of just should have implied that in the first place. Now, I also understand the fact that yes, Overwatch was never supposed to be a game at first. it was supposed to be a movie. But then after that, stuff didn't work out and the budget was too much. So then after that, they decided to make the game. Even if that was the case. Since that, considering this game is going to be on not just PC, but also, you know, like PS4 and Xbox One, then why didn't you add more stuff to the game? Well, I mean, this is aside from the story now, because it's like, if you break down Overwatch, there's not really that many game modes. Like, what do you have, like, taking the control points, bringing the payload, stopping the payload, and, like, what, like, capture the flag? I mean, I know, like, they added the arcade mode, which added, like, some more new modes, but to be honest, those modes really aren't that different from the standard stuff. No limits. It's just like Overwatch before they patched out the fact that you can play as the same characters on a team. So you could have Team Reaper. That's basically what No Limits is. The only other cool mode they added was like 3 versus 3 elimination, which is a mode that should have been in the game in the first place. See, that's just the whole thing. Like, the problem that Overwatch has is kind of the same problem that every other game has, kind of like Street Fighter 5. Fun game, but it's not finished. Even though Overwatch is kind of excusable considering that it's an online game, Street Fighter 5 is not excusable because that is it's supposed to be a full game, priced at $60, and it was supposed to be finished. But no, they're just like, oh, let's add the features that are supposed to be in the game at the very last minute and updates. All the characters that were also supposed to be in the game, let's add them in later, make you pay for every single character. You could get the season pass, which you don't need. And then after that, they lie to your face and tell you, oh, you can unlock all the characters in the game. I mean, you can, but how long and how much patience would you really have as a player? But anyway, that's off topic, besides the point. The whole thing is that I felt like Overwatch could have benefited more if they just added, I'm not gonna say like for example, look at games like Battlefield and Call of Duty. Now, I'm not comparing, but the reason why so many people play those games so much is because they have a shit ton of replayability. I mean, look at all the modes that are in the game. I mean, Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, this and that, you know, your standard stuff. I mean, you even have control points. Overwatch is literally that, and almost only that. I mean, yes, it's true. I mean, well, even though it seems like I was kind of defending Team Fortress 2, Team Fortress 2 kind of also has the same problem. But at least in Team Fortress 2, you could, I mean, for crying out loud, fans could create maps and the creators will allow it. There are a bunch of modes in Team Fortress 2, even alternative game modes, Payload Race, fun mode. They have Team Deathmatch. They have a bunch of these other stuff. Free-for-all. Free-for-all is a mode that would be so chaotic in Overwatch. Like, it would really just turn up the stakes, make everything crazy. And yes, there's the whole create a game feature, but who honestly uses that? I mean, come on now, it's just off to the side. We're either playing competitive or playing quick play. And competitive is literally just quick play, but the rounds are longer. Wow. I was like, do I even get anything for this? Oh, well, you get a chance to get like some league points, you get like golden weapons. And I'm like, well, that's cool, but what am I really playing competitive for? I have a rank, I have prestige. I don't really get anything. It's just kind of boring. I mean, well, actually, no, that's a moot point because I'm pretty sure in other games you get ranks. It's kind of the same thing. My whole issue is that if you're going to have a game and you're going to establish the fact that you should establish ahead of time, hey, player, you shouldn't really focus too much about the story. The story's not really that important. You should just enjoy the game. And yes, it is true that Overwatch could just be enjoyed just by playing the game. I mean, I'm not gonna say like in every other first-person shooter people really care about the story mode, unless you're playing Destiny or Titanfall 2 and stuff. But the point is that the greatest games in history didn't exactly have the best stories of all time. But in those games, you know, they just told you just for the small bits, you can be like, oh, okay, well now you're well aware of what you have to do as a hero, blah blah blah. But in Overwatch, they make it seem like this whole big mission. If that's the case, I mean, people would kind of want to feel that. I mean, just look at those small little video clips on Overwatch's like YouTube page. All those really beautifully animated short clips. You can just put those together and just like make a small Overwatch movie right there. I mean, come on now. But I digress. Up to this point, it feels like I'm just repeating myself. If you would like any other suggestions for future videos, you can comment down below. If you like this video, I mean, like this video or dislike this video, it's cool. I won't cry about it. But anyways, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and as you subscribe, click that stupid bell because it's required now. Anyway, I had fun doing this video. This is Mark, and I'll see you guys later.残されたこの未来